Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the privacy and the security editions. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, join us then. Let's go ahead and dive right on into the news. So first, I've been talking a lot lately about the AirTags and some of the problems with the AirTags. And what happened here is on eBay and Etsy for $77.50, you could buy an AirTag that had the speaker disconnected. So the AirTag to prevent stalking is supposed to make audible beeps when it's outside of the range of its owner. But a lot of people said, well, I want to put it on my dog. I want to put it on my bike. I want to put it in my car, whatever else. I want to put it in a variety of different places. So there is a legitimate reason to have one where the speaker is disabled because, yeah, that's kind of annoying. But it turns out that these are the biggest reason people would get these is to spy and to stalk people. Now, we can question about what happened here, but this guy says silent AirTag, speaker disabled, stealth mode, mute. And so it looks like he's probably trying to sell this to stalk people. He commented, though, the merchant pulled the product listing himself, and he sent the statement. The intended modification was to cater to several requests of buyers interested in my AirTag products who are interested in fitting AirTag to bikes, pets, power tools. These requests led me to listing it as a product on Etsy, albeit without a great deal of traction. The vast majority of sales on my Etsy profile are from sales on my modified slim AirTag designed to unobstructively fit inside of a purse or wallet. Much like many products in the world, there will always be a minority of people who use them for malicious activities. Content with my ability to help people with genuine positive uses, I listed the product without having considered the negative consequences. AirTag is easy to make silent, either by electrical modification or simply muffling the noise with a clamping force. I can't stop people from modifying AirTags themselves. There are various posts online instructing how to do so, but at least I can cease providing a tool that has the potential for malicious use. While I believe there may be many positive uses for this product, there are some negatives. Now I'm aware of it. I can't be outweighed in any positive. In light of this, I have removed the listing from Etsy. I am not affiliated with any of the other listings of silent AirTags. So you can get these guys in full stalker mode enabled. Did he have that in mind legitimately or not? We don't know. According to what he says, no. I guess the thing that makes me question is his description here: silent AirTag, speaker disabled, stealth mode. It's the stealth mode word that has me concerned. Okay, but I can see his point. So this guy at least has taken his down, but you can probably still find them other places. Etsy and eBay has since removed all of these silenced AirTags to my knowledge. But nevertheless, it illustrates that this is a product that is legitimately being used to spy on people, and that raises some serious concerns. Peloton has a new $90 heart rate monitor for your arm. So they had one that goes around your chest, but it requires like the full-fledged moistening the cups, putting them in the exact locations, things like that. A little bit problematic at times. This one uses the basic technology in a smartwatch, so it should work a little bit easier, albeit a little bit less accurately. But of course, this is in our privacy section because, like all these other things, this guy goes right on into the app and stores all of this health data on Peloton servers so that they can collect a lot of information and maybe have secret backdoor deals with insurance companies, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of why we are a little problematic in this respect. So with that, guys, just be aware of these smart gadgets, all these things. If you're connecting it to an app, it is logging and storing your data on somebody else's servers, and it's questionable if you can actually do any of those. All right. The next one, this is from Hacker News. Google, inside of their privacy settings, and this applies to Google for Work, they are toggling things, adjusting the web and app activity system. You used to have a single administrative button who would toggle that guy off if they didn't want any of their employees in the company to be tracked and have data stored from Google. Well, Google is getting rid of that so that they can, quote, give control to the individual users who, the admins more often know about this stuff. The users are like, I got nothing to hide, and don't realize that they actually do have something to hide until it's too late. But now in the Google's efforts to collect more information, they have gotten rid of this so the administrators can no longer turn it off for all users, giving full control back to the individual user of that individual account. However, if the admin had that all turned off, Google is switching them all on for everybody's convenience. So if you are working with a company that is forcing you to use Google services and products, understand that I believe this change has already happened. No, they take effect March 29th. So on March 29th of this year, you will have to go into your Google for Work settings and disable all of the web tracking, activity tracking, and all these types of things manually, because Google has removed the ability to do that. So you used to be able to turn it off irregardless of what your system administrator had, but your system administrator could turn everything off in their own platform. Now you have to do it for yourself. And this just kind of came in the way of emails and things to people. So Hacker News, of course, is discussing this. That, yeah, this is kind of crazy because what are you doing? Anyway, onto our feature story here. To go and watch the Olympics over in China, you absolutely unequivocally have to have the app from the Chinese on your phone. And it's not able to be audited, and they're not releasing the code, and who knows what it's doing. And so literally everybody that wants to go and watch a bunch of athletes do a bunch of their sports and stuff in real time is going to have this particular app. So a lot of the people that are going, and the athletes and things, they have been instructed, do not bring your real phone with you. Keep that at home. Get a burner phone. Put this crap on the burner phone. Memorize your contacts so the app can't do anything there. Basically, have one dedicated burner phone that you're going to throw in the trash can. Let it pile up the e-waste over in China for a while, rather than put this real app on your real phone. But most people aren't going to do this. They're like, oh, okay, I got nothing to hide. And then they don't realize that it's really some backdoor Trojan horse or something into your application, contacts, and everything else. And so the reality is a lot of people are boycotting the Olympics and things. Maybe it's just better to just cancel it this year, or, send it to a company that's not killing people for the color of their skin or the religion that they hold. All these people running around about, racism in America is so systemic. No. Racism in China is systemic. Go figure. Anyway, the app they're basically forcing everybody to have this device. Who knows what it's going to do? Chances are it's going to be collecting absolutely anything and everything they possibly can. And by the way, you're not allowed to talk about slave labor. You're not allowed to talk about anything that China doesn't like, because they're going to basically throw you in the gulag if you disrespect anything that they don't want while you're in their country. So probably if you're going to watch the Olympics, I'd probably just watch it on TV. Definitely don't go to China. If you're an athlete, I'd be like, no. Well, why don't we go to a country that's, not crazy? Anyway. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have affiliates. Today we are highlighting Linode, tlm.li/Linode. And with this, you can get $100 in credit to your new Linode account. Good for 60 days. You can spin up a variety of different things. There's all sorts of servers, VPNs, Jitsi servers, all sorts of fun stuff. My Nextcloud, several client hosting, our Jitsi server that we use for our supporter stream, all that stuff is on my Linode. Very easy to set up as well. So with that, guys, you can have a look over there, tlm.li/Linode. Now let's head on over to security. First, QNAP forced a security upgrade to stop ransomware, but it's kind of angering some people because there are a couple different settings for auto updates, and even people who had all automatic updates disabled in their devices, they automatically updated anyway. And this can cause a problem because this could have very easily interrupted some applications they had going on in their NAS that you would have to manually stop it in order to push the updates, and they didn't want to do it. So QNAP was in a really bad spot, though, here, because there was literally ransomware that was going around wreaking havoc on all these devices that were on the internet. And while this is going on, there is a patch for it, but a lot of people aren't pushing the security patches. There is 2 update channels. One of those does the edge and one of those does the stable. What they did is they put the update inside of the stable branch without it actually being a stable app, so it forced the update on everybody, even if automatic updates were disabled. And so it did cut a little bit of headache, but weigh yourself. Is it better to have a little headache because of an update that might have caused the system to crash that you need to reboot? Or is it better to have hackers take over your device because you put a cloud service on the internet? And these are good questions to think about and weigh. If you are doing things like this, it's probably worth thinking about at least a little bit. And on to our last story here. There was a new Google Play app for all you Google guys like, oh, but the Google Play Store is safe and secure. No. F-Droid, literally every app on F-Droid is audited before it goes on. Google, you audit crap. Really. So a new app goes through. It is a 2-factor authentication app. So you got to use this app to 2FA into all your different accounts. And it's so much more convenient than the other ones they give you. It had 10,000 downloads. Basically, this was only active for 2 weeks before somebody else, not Google, alerted Google, you got a Trojan in there behaving as a 2FA app. And the problem is the thing actually did work as a 2FA app. It's just that it downloaded Trojans and other malware on your device at the same time. And so you would download this guy from the App Store, had 10,000 downloads, and what it was specifically doing is looking for one of 100 and something different bank apps. So if you happen to have this 2FA app and a bank app, what it was doing is it was taking regular screenshots anytime those bank apps were open, so it can collect and harvest data. Of course, it was doing all of the other random stuff that malware is going to do all the time anyway. So basically, let's see, they said 2FA Authenticator went live January 12th. Company researchers notified Google the app was malicious on the 26th. Google removed it about 12 hours later. Over two weeks it was available in the store. It was installed by 10,000 users. Not clear if Google had notified any of them about the security, if in fact it was a bank fraud Trojan. In retrospect, there were red flags. This is why you want to make sure that you're looking at the system permissions. Okay, the red flags that experienced Android users could have spotted on 2FA Authenticator was malicious. Chief among them were the extraordinary number and breadth of system permissions it requires. Querying all packages, system alert window, request install packages, internet, foreground services, receive boot complete, disable keyguard, wake the lockup. So official Aegis open source code requires none of these permissions. App downloaders posing as updates might be other telltale signs that something is amiss with it. And so you can see one of the reviews there. But of course, this is yet another case where anything goes on the Google Play Store. Anything goes, and it's up to individual security researchers eventually to find it. If it's a very small app, they never really do. This is why there's so much malware on Google Play. But if you are sideloading apps and you're getting your apps from a reputable place like F-Droid, you don't have these problems. Literally, they are audited first and then they go on. Google's like, whatever, just put it up there. And then some security guy will find out about it after, a million downloads when about 4 or 5 people email like, hey, this thing's doing weird stuff. Should I be concerned? Yeah, that would be the answer. You should always be concerned. So if you would like to help support the channel, we do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TOMM. You can jump on over there and help support what we are doing. With that, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.